Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Nafi Homan.
This evening.
Yeah, good evening. Nice to see you again. Um, how are you doing?
Sleepy, but besides that, I'm fine.
You're sleepy. Okay, I couldn't hear you. Can you say that again?
A bit sleepy.
Oh, okay, you're sleepy. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, it's the time. A lot of people would be sleeping. But I know that you're here, and it's good to see you back again. So I'd like to jump right into it. So first, I would like to delve more deep into your complaint, some of the reasoning behind of it. And the first thing I would like to, is it okay if I watch on my computer sometimes to
Fine.
ask some questions? Okay.
Sorry.
So first thing I would like to do is, what is your complaint exactly? Your complaint with that you've discussed recently.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could recap it, and I will admit that it's not like a very strong complaint, but it's mostly just a general anxiety about my sedentary lifestyle right now, and if I'm just afraid that if it continues, there will be some negative effects down the line. I heard there are negative side effects of sleeping and sitting around too much, such as heart conditions and muscle problems, when I'm older. So if I can ease that anxiety somehow, that would be great. I think that's my main complaint.
So you've been having some anxiety with your center lifestyle, and you saw that it has some dire consequences that's coming in the future if you continue this behavior.
Yeah.
Okay, and you want to get rid of the looming anxiety that's associated with that sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah.
So avoid the risk factors in the future. Okay, and knowing this, why is this important for you? Why is this so getting rid of this sedentary lifestyle important for you?
No, I think besides kind of bothering me right now, just knowing that in the future I wouldn't end up immobile and I would stay very healthy and active. Later in life I want to still be able to live properly. And having that assurance would be very helpful for me, I believe.
So you see yourself tackling this issue now to be able to live a more healthier lifestyle in the future, so to avoid all the risk and consequences regarding that
Yeah.
lifestyle. Okay, and you say you want to feel healthy. Why is that important for you?
I thought somewhat self-explanatory, as maybe hopefully most human beings would want to stay healthy and be healthy. I don't know anyone that wants to be unhealthy. You know what I mean? No one actively tries to go for that. And, I obviously want to be healthy.
Okay. And what would you say you would?
No, I'm just thinking about it again. Like, there's this kind of lifestyle where you're really unhealthy and you have to visit the hospital a bunch of times every week, or have to think about medicine and take it every day. It's just kind of a bit. It's both annoying, but it's also very scary, because there's something wrong with your body and you have to think about taking care of it all the time. And I don't want to live that kind of lifestyle, especially when I'm older.
Yeah. So you don't want to be in a lifestyle where you constantly gotta have hospital visits, you constantly gotta be sick and have being mobile. So you basically looked into the future and saw that you can make changes now to prevent some consequences you've seen.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you like to be different now in terms of how you're living now? What would you like to be different?
Just remove this anxiety that I currently have, I suppose. But besides that, I think I've also explored in the first interview that I enjoy my lifestyle right now. In general, I wish I could continue doing these activities until my life's over and expired. But I know that these consequences will be most likely assured if I don't do something about it now. So, yeah, I guess to to remove that anxiety is something that I would like to be different.
So you would like to remove the looming anxiety of your environment, but you do like the current lifestyle that you're living.
Yeah.
But you would like to remove the current anxiety that's looming over your head. That's what you would like to be different.
Yeah.
And why is that important for you?
I say it's not that important. Yeah, I think it would be nice if, like, it's just that I prefer it if I didn't have to think about these things. But yeah, that's I suppose that's the answer.
You suppose that you wouldn't want to think about these things?
Yeah.
These things referring to? Like,
Possible consequences in the future if I continue having a sedentary lifestyle.
Okay, okay. What makes you think you could make this change if you decided to do it?
Repeat that question.
What makes you think you could make this change if you decided to do it?
My own willpower, I suppose.
Your own willpower. What does that mean? I don't know.
I mean, if you just decide to make this change, I think that's enough for you to be able to make that change. If that makes sense.
So it's basically your decision. Your your decision, is that right?
Yeah, and also I suppose my desire to get rid of this looming anxiety is another reason.
Your desire to get rid of this looming anxiety, okay. And why might making this change be important to you?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose to re-step on the question that we've already done, just to get rid of the looming anxiety.
Yeah, and you want to get rid of the looming anxiety because you want to avoid the consequences in the future.
And one other thing would be to, if I stop thinking about this, I would have time to be thinking about other things, more fun things that I will be doing right now, instead of things that are possible in the future.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can see that. I totally understand you with that one. So basically, we're forecasting in the future to prevent downfalls that we don't want to go through, and we want to basically be in a better position in the future to be able to do things that we want and have free space to do other things instead of worrying about a problem we've seen already.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, to stop having this looming anxiety would mean I think I'd be a better person right now because I'm not thinking about those bad things.
Yeah, so you free up space for other ways to do whatever you want. More. So okay, I see where you're coming from. So this looming anxiety, how would you say it's affecting you now in terms of like the way you're functioning in your daily life?
I think well, besides general worry, like I think maybe not necessarily physically, but it's just time taken away for something else that I could be doing. First of all, it occupies my thoughts, or I could be thinking, happier, better thoughts, or productive thoughts. But I wouldn't say anything too physical. I think maybe this anxiety would also, in a positive way, would make me want to remove that anxiety. Yeah, hope that makes sense.
So okay, I'm gonna try to.
Yeah, you can
I'm gonna try. Okay, so you're saying that the anxiety is positive to a certain respect because it makes you want to remove that anxiety, and it doesn't affect you in a physical way per se.
Yeah.
That's what I understood. Am I missing anything?
The most negative thing is that it takes time away, and it occupies my thoughts, or I could be thinking about other better things.
Okay. Occupies your thoughts. Okay. And that sounds kind of limiting in a certain respect. Is that like, how do you perceive that
Yeah.
it's limiting you in that perspective?
Yeah, I suppose it's technically limiting me. I think I could be, suppose I could feel more free if I didn't have this anxiety over my head.
Feel more free. I see. Okay, so you would like to feel more free to do the thing. Okay, how would you say it's affecting you in the way you socialize with people? How is it affecting you there?
This anxiety specifically, or this lifestyle?
The anxiety, yeah.
Oh. Um, about the lifestyle, I would say that because of how comfortable I am inside living this sedentary lifestyle, I am kind of motivated to not really go outside and be physically active in social spaces, like outside of my room. Like, this includes the workspace or
Mm-hmm.
school, or accepting invitations from friends to go outside. That's how it would affect it.
So it prevents you from socializing.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
There are definitely moments where I think I probably should have said yes instead of no. And those moments would definitely make me regret, I probably should have accepted that invitation. So, slightly bad. But,
Slightly.
yeah, but it's also kind of like, after a while, it just makes me think, don't cry over spilt milk, and also these people still exist, so I can still interact with them if I want to. It's a mix between the two, I think.
So a mix between they're still there and I'm able to do it in the future, and it makes me I'm regretting my actions right now.
Yeah.
So not taking advantage of the moment that's been presented to me.
Yeah.
Okay. And would you say that you have tried to, like, what have you done to make that go away? Like, what are the steps you've taken so far to make your, like, or to go into the direction you want to?
Oh, yeah. I think I do have an answer for this one. Just think of interesting activities that are within my interests, but also like conjoined within someone else's interests that I'm close to, and I want to spend more time with them. For example, I made a pact with my roommate earlier to buy a subscription for to go to the cinema, which makes it like free, but as long as you pay for the subscription, you get to take advantage of it and go to cinema anytime you want, which would obviously incentivize me to go outside more, hang out with them more. So yeah, it would be to make these promises with other people that I'm interested in. That's these steps that I've taken.
Okay. So you've taken steps in terms of you. So basically, you're being incentivized to go with your roommate to be more active.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what do you think? How would you view that type of action? And when you've done it, how does it make you feel?
I think it's kind of a mix between good and bad. I think the bad is probably like I've taken away time that I could have used for myself. I always kind of like want to prioritize time for myself, because that's when I'm probably most comfortable, and I think when I'm most productive. But I also think it's a good thing, because I think for my body it's probably more healthy for me to go outside, and also I'm having fun socializing with these people that I make promises with. So it's between good and bad, I think.
So you're watching at two sides of the coin, and you see it both as you're losing time for yourself, but you're also having fun. Yeah. Okay. So if I had to ask you this, so I've seen you've taken steps already to make change.
Mm-hmm.
what would you say helped you to make that decision? What helped you?
Um, Definitely good friends and similar interests between those friends. And they were willing to spend a bit of time with me, and I really respect that from them, and I want to spend time with them because of that.
Okay, so friends making time for you, and you showing some high respect for that type of decision they've made.
Yeah.
Spend time with you, okay? And gives you the confidence to? What gives you the confidence to think that you can make this change? Like, how confident are you? A scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is like the most confident you can change as soon as possible, and like 1 is like you're not sure at all. How confident are you in terms that you can make a change about this complaint?
To my lifestyle, probably like 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
A 6.
Yeah.
Okay. And why not a 5?
I think I'm probably more open to making a change about this lifestyle because I think when it comes to removing this anxiety and having, being able to secure a more healthy lifestyle in the future, that probably does not seem in my head to be too difficult. As long as you do kind of some minimal light exercises, some cardio, I think you'll be pretty much safe, I believe.
Okay.
Because so the reason why I'm confident is because I don't think it'll be too difficult.
So you have confidence in yourself that it won't be difficult to make these changes. Okay. And so what would you say strengthens you to make this decision? What supports you to make this decision?
I suppose the anxiety itself, the fear, that would drive me into doing something about it.
So the fear.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think needs to happen for you to consider choosing a path of change for your complaint?
What do you think needs to happen to make the change? Probably a driving force, some kind of motivation besides just the fear itself. Maybe if I know the exercises won't be too difficult or they won't take too much of my time, or maybe that they'll be fun, I would be motivated to do it, to make this change.
So the exercises are fun, it doesn't take too much time, you would consider doing it.
Yeah, I suppose. Those are just example reasons. The main reason is if I had like a very good motivation to do those exercises, I find them worth my time on.
Okay. What makes you feel the change is difficult right now?
My desire to not do any activity and be comfortable, I suppose.
The desire to
be comfortable.
Be comfortable.
Because I think doing any amount of exercises outside of my comfort zone is probably why I would hesitate to make this change.
So you think doing any type of exercise is uncomfortable?
Yes.
Okay. And knowing that, if you continue down this path, what do you think would happen if you were to continue staying within your comfort zone like that?
I think maybe a rule of life is that the path of least resistance is not always the best. Or if there's too much of a good thing, then it's too good to be true. Point is, if I keep doing the sedentary lifestyle, I think it's pretty much all but assured that those negative consequences will affect me pretty badly when I'm older.
In what way do you think it would affect you?
to be as active as I am right now, and a majority of my thoughts when I am older would be to take care of my own body, when I would prefer to be able to live life and not have any of those worries.
Mm. Yeah. So I can feel that looming anxiety where you constantly have to like maybe be taking medicine or maybe be going to the hospital to help yourself out instead of like freely living life and enjoying
I agree.
the offers that life have to give you.
So currently I have this looming anxiety, but I think later on when I'm older, it's kind of like snowballs, and then it becomes this very direct anxiety that's very real about my own body.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I have some kind of heart disease, then I would always be thinking about that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and what do you think the anxiety will grow, little or more? Like how do you think it will
From
grow?
now, more.
More, yeah, okay. And how do you think this situation fits with the lifestyle you want?
Well, it's possible that my desires might change from time to time, but I definitely right now, compared to the lifestyle that I want, I think it's pretty much exactly what I want, because a life of inactivity would be good for me because I don't have to physically strain myself. So I think they're pretty much one and the same. And I've always been a person who always prioritizes comfort in my life over anything else, even above my own health. So yeah, this is the lifestyle that I want, I suppose.
See, it is the lifestyle what you want. So what would be different if things changed?
I would have a different schedule in my day. I would, depending on your advice and what you suggest, it would have a bit more exercise to be able to counteract that looming anxiety. And I would be spending more time doing physical activities. So yeah.
So you would be spending more time. And how does that look like in your schedule?
Depends when I'm free, but I assume early in the morning I would be doing these physical activities, and then I can use the rest of the day to do what I would want to be doing.
So you would want to do the physical activity mostly in the morning instead of other parts of the day.
Yeah.
And
Just first thing I do when I wake up.
First thing you do when you wake up. Okay. And you find, so if I get this correctly, you wanted to do it in the morning because you want to do more stuff later on that you want in the later part of the day.
Yeah, because I think it's just kind of disruptive in my schedule if I do something and then I have to exercise in the middle of the day and then I go back to whatever I was doing, you know.
So you want, so I'm getting flow. You want your schedule to flow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So knowing this, so I've seen that you've tried to implement changes in your schedule to be more active, to counteract the sedentary lifestyle. And I've seen also that you've seen some sort of change in that respect, right? How would you say that change is affecting you now?
The change that you're talking about specifically is what I mentioned earlier about me being with my friends. Yeah, I think it's mostly a positive feeling because, well, I get to, first of all, that anxiety kind of disappears whenever I'm outside and when I'm with my friends. And knowing that, I'm also doing physical exercise. Also relieves that anxiety, so there you go.
Okay.
I kind of forget about it.
Okay. So, what would say is your goal? What would you say is the goal of this session? What would you say you want from this complaint?
So I think my primary goal is to basically secure future where I don't have any of the negative side effects of having a sedentary lifestyle. And my secondary goal would be to remove the anxiety of those negative consequences right now.
So remove the consequences in the future and remove the low anxiety you have right now,
Yeah.
which is mostly a mental thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, so so it's mostly remove consequences that may come in the future and remove the anxiety but what is causing that? What is causing that low anxiety and what is causing you to think about the consequences of that sedentary lifestyle?
I mean, the fact that I'm having a sedentary lifestyle right now, and also that I'm aware of what those consequences are in the future.
Okay, okay. So your goal, basically, if I get this correctly,
Yeah.
is to change that sedentary lifestyle to prevent the consequences of, the sedentary lifestyle in the future and in the present moment now to remove that looming anxiety over your head.
Yeah.
Okay, and why would you say that sedentary lifestyle? Why would you say you want it to go away now? Instead of that anxiety that you spoke about, why is that sedentary lifestyle, that focus on your mind?
Why now? I think it's because there's kind of a fear in maybe my generation, early 20s, that you have, especially when our bodies are most active at around this time, and knowing that fact, that I could be more active, but I'm living a sedentary lifestyle instead, is kind of like when I compare myself to my peers, I'm obviously doing much less. So that kind of causes the anxiety to some extent as well, that I could be more active, and I know later on, even though that I'm already the most active that I'm right now, it's only going to deteriorate. So I think while I am able to do these, to be the most active that I can be right now, I'm not, but I should.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So going with your peers, it's a bit rough. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what does sedentary lifestyle look like, and what does a change of sedentary lifestyle look like for you?
Right now, it would basically be, the definition would be like spending 100% of your day either sleeping or sitting, whether you're working or relaxing. That's how you spend a majority of your day. You can spend some time walking around or whatever, but it's not like physically straining exercise or anything. They're just kind of the movements that you do to do your chores. But yeah, it is, the sedentary lifestyle is mostly just being still. The changed sedentary lifestyle that I expect would be, it could be doing more physically active chores, which would still be very naturally incorporated within my current lifestyle, or a more changed sedentary lifestyle would be to actually do some go out of my way and actually do some light exercises, so that the negative effects of the sedentary lifestyle would not affect me later on in the future. So more changed sedentary lifestyle would actually just be doing some exercise.
Okay. And of course, we have some exercises already prepared that we can offer you. Some exercise excel, but what type of exercise do you see yourself doing exactly in regards to the change of this sedentary lifestyle?
I'd say mostly light cardio exercises. One thing that I enjoyed doing when I was young would be some light jogging or even some running. So that's what I would also prioritize. And something that I can actually physically do in this flat, in this apartment, something that does not take too much space to do, and something that does not require any special equipment, like to go to the gym for or anything, would also be nice.
So exercise that don't require much equipment, exercise that you can do within the apartment,
Yeah.
sometimes even light jogging,
Yeah.
On this flat living environment.
The jogging can be done outside.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I see that. Okay. So we have some exercises, mostly some aerobic exercises to help with your cardiovascular fitness, and also exercise that helps with so some resistance exercises as well. Helps with the strength of your leg, etc. So we have squats, which you can do at home. It doesn't require any equipment. Very easy to do. We have squats. We also have lunges. We also have jumping jacks just for warm up.
Yeah.
We also have just normal while you're sitting in one place. We have the exercise that we did, which is crunches. Sit-ups.
Yeah.
Sit-ups, very easy to do. Requires no equipment at all. And we also have, burpees would be a little bit more advanced.
Yeah.
But in regards to what you want, if I'm getting this correctly, you just want to have some physical light activity in your schedule to make this anxiety go away.
Yeah.
Okay, so very light exercise,
Yeah.
and we also have jogging as well.
Yeah.
Jogging, and we would like to also incorporate it with even going outside with your friends that you can do as well, like jogging. And we have some fun exercises that you can do as well. With some small equipment that we have here as well, and we have something with resistant bands that you can do as well. So, how does that sound for you in terms of, and how do you see yourself putting it in your schedule?
I mean, I do recognize some of the exercises that you mentioned. I think, I've done them before, and I've also had exercises in my schedule before. I knew that a lot of them were very kind of intensive, especially after you do all of them in succession, even for like 30 minutes straight. I usually end up incredibly tired. But since I do have that experience, I think I'm willing to do them again and see how far I'll be able to get. And I think even if I do any of these exercises, even if they physically tire me out, I know for a fact that my anxiety will at least be gone if I do any of those exercises. The only thing that I'm wishing for is that those exercises be very light and not too physically straining on my body. That would be good.
Of course, yes. The exercise that we have, they're very light, so you don't. So a lot of times, what makes exercise very intense is it depends upon the weight, it depends upon the endurance of the exercise, the rate at which, the intensity of which we do it. If we want to go light, just moderate exercising, that's mostly what we're trying to target.
Good.
Yeah, so it's specifically according to what you want.
Yeah, I mean, after every time I exercise, I don't want to be like almost in the state of passing out or sweating like so much that I need to take a bath or something,
Yeah, of course, yeah, we understand completely. So we have these exercises, and we're gonna further show you and create a whole planning on how to put it in your schedule. And thank you so much for coming. Do you have any questions before you leave?
Yeah, I think I'll just wait for your exercises.
All right, thank you so much for coming.
You too.